What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Monday, July 28th. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here. Individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. Her name is Sunnie Ray. She is an author slash entrepreneur based out of Houston, Texas. What's
Hey,
up, girl? How we
how's
doing?
it going? I
What's
was,
up? I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
That's
good.
what's up. That's what's up. No, listen, I was just doing my intro, pretty much letting people know that I'm bringing you on and you are here live on my IG Live, Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I really do appreciate you coming on. How was your weekend? I should
It was
ask.
really, really good. I was gonna use these mics and then I just unplugged it. So let me know if my sound is fine for you because
Oh, it's
my new,
perfect.
my new puppy is like obsessed with chewing cords and she's like
Oh,
way too she's um way too into chewing the cord. So I was like, you know what? Let me just take these away. So
you good. You good. No, your voice is fine. You look great. Amazing. I love it. So
yeah.
yeah, you're absolutely fine. No problem. No problem at all. I want to reiterate to you, Sonny, why I
Mhm.
wanted to have you on here. Because I typically bring people on my podcast to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. Me, my occupation is a freelance sports reporter, but I was doing sports reporting for the past 7 years in different publications. I started off in Atlanta, Georgia, and now I'm
Mhm.
over here in Minnesota, and soon to be in upstate New York, where I will be
Cool.
continuing. Right. So I love sports. I love reporting. I love being in the media. I know that you are somebody who's written books, someone who's been on reality TV shows, someone who's been bartending for 2+ decades, somebody
Yeah.
who is just doing a whole lot of different things. So I love talking to people uh, that I can get to know them for
Mhm.
who they are and what they do. I know you was earlier on TV this morning, if I'm not mistaken. You was on
Yeah.
TV this morning. So what I want to do is I want to ask you this very first question. And it's the same question that I ask everybody here on my platform on the podcast, and it's pretty simple. It's what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for getting into media?
So honestly, in the beginning of me trying to get into media, my why was so different than what it is now. And
Okay.
to be honest, I never really thought that I would get yeses. And so the why was just to pursue that of getting on TV or getting booked for something. And so
Right.
um that was just trying to get my face out there and get my name out there. And then that turned into how do I monetize off of this so I can actually support myself and then my family. And then that why grew to something totally different than this year really like it really was just about making money and to be totally honest it was just about being successful and getting my business um you know growth that I wanted. And I started to kind of accidentally go viral,
Okay.
and it wasn't because of TV.
Uh-oh.
And so
Okay.
I never saw numbers like that.
Hmm.
Like, not even, no TV network, no show, no nothing that I ever did I see numbers I've seen than just, my Instagram reels that go viral. And then when I saw millions, I was like, okay, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot of views. I'm making a lot of people laugh here. And I started
Right.
getting people, DM me and say, hey, like I was really low and I saw you DM'd me and said thank you for sharing my reel. And I always try to send someone a heart or try to every single one of them. And it is difficult, but I even took the Sunny AI feature off of my page because it tells you it's Sunny AI. So I wanted people to know that it was actually me.
Right.
Um, so that when I started to realize, I was like, wow, okay, like this is really having a positive impact on people that are struggling with their mental health. And so
Hmm.
in that time, I decided to get sober, and um, my why turned into really just, I really need to change what I'm doing into philanthropy. And it just snowballed into, I really wanted to have a thrift store, but I wanted that thrift store to have a little bit more purpose than just being a nonprofit. And so I turned that into animal welfare, which is
Yep.
somehow going to be a sober living facility, you know, and everyone
Oh,
always
okay.
tells me you have too many niches and all this, but a true entrepreneur has too many niches to count. That is the true meaning of entrepreneurship. It's
Right.
being a jack of all trades. It's not one thing, it's not two things. It's, you know, Shaquille O'Neal and Gary Vee, they're multiple things on, they own so many businesses you can't even count, like so many. And no one says, oh, they have too many niches, but you know, when it comes to me, they're like, oh, you can't do that. You know, it's too many things. And why not? Like, I want to try these things. And I really feel like getting good at something and even just releasing it. Like I had a food business company, and I was like, man, these profit margins really suck. I'm not doing anything awesome. Like I was basically just giving food away at the
Right.
cost. And I was like, if I'm going to be giving food away, I would rather feed the needy in the streets than
Without
people that
question.
are complaining about, you know, not being able to pick up their meals in time and then still having to pay, but their meals expired. I'm like, look, you cost me money and staff, you cost money, you know, labor and orders, and you didn't want to pay, but you did a expedited food order that you couldn't pick up, and now you're mad because we billed you. Like that's essentially like walking a tab basically, but not being, you know, able to eat your food. But you know, I was like,
Absolutely.
I would much rather give this food away. And so I started a nonprofit because I
Hmm.
was really just tired of being in the cosmetic world. I had been a ghostwriter for many, many years, and then finally started doing books, you know, with my name on them. And I was like, okay, you know, it's a lot to make. You got to sell a lot of books to make money, basically. There's no way that you can survive. Even if you have a best-selling book, there's still no way that you can survive in this economy that we're living in if you want to live, you know, that lifestyle. I mean, a best-selling author doesn't just write one book and then be done. Like they
No
keep it going,
question.
you know?
No
But
question.
now my sole purpose really is I gave as many humans as I could, you know, chances and helped do certain things. And so my focus is mainly on animal welfare and just giving second chances. Like clothes, people, and animals all deserve second chances. And so I've tried to tie that in. And honestly, that is just my why. I just feel like that's what I'm here to do. And I've really done kind of everything that I wanted to do, like in media, reality TV. I've done some, you know, music video stuff and been in the music
Mm.
industry a little bit, you know, and
Okay.
I've just, you know, really turned it into this philanthropy that, you know, I want it to be. And I started volunteering at organizations at the age of like 13. And I've noticed something about a lot of nonprofits. It's more than, you know, it is a money game, you know, like the CEOs of Goodwill are all multimillionaires, and not until this year, which I have reason to believe that because I talked a lot of crap for very many years about, you know, Goodwill, and you can find the
Okay.
stuff. If you really want to dig deep, you can find what I said over 3 years ago about Goodwill not properly disposing of their clothes. Like they get so much government funding. Like they started the nonprofit thrift store, you know, game, and yeah, they're multimillionaires, and as they should be, you know, but they just now this year, as of a few months ago, decided to get a shredding machine and properly start recycling and disposing of their clothes just this year. And I
Wow.
literally said in multiple media outlets and podcasts for years about Goodwill, and I mentioned, why can't you do this and make dog beds? Why can't you just shred it and make pillows and go give it to, you know, hospitals, whatever, etc. And if it's so bad, just put it in a furnace and use it to, like, you know, make fuel or
Right.
something. Like, Look at
Right.
what Japan is doing and all these other countries. We can call them up, and they are leading by example. But for
But
some
let
reason,
them give us the blueprint.
then
Okay.
and they will. Trust me, they will. I
No
mean,
doubt.
all these animal welfare people, they're learning from overseas and other countries. And Arizona just passed Jerry's Law and did all this stuff because they did very similar things in other, countries. And if you have the money, you can do it. And I promise you, people will give you more money. So I got tired of bitching, and I was like, you know what? I'm bitching about Forever 21. I'm bitching about Goodwill. I'm bitching about all these other big corporations that are now, some of them are shutting down. Forever 21 went bankrupt,
Yep.
and I'm not doing anything. So I was like, okay, I got to do something now. So yeah, that's what I started to do, put my money where my mouth is and be the change that I want to see. So
That's the only way you can really invoke change. Sometimes you got to be able to be the person in the forefront to kind
yeah.
of evoke it. You know what I mean? Like the way you speak about it, you are so passionate about that philanthropy and paying it forward. And I love that. I love that because we need more people like you doing that for sure. I wanted to ask you, give me like a top three of your favorite drinks to make? Because you was bartending for over 2+ decades, doing your thing
Mhm.
in these bars, and I know obviously you've met all different kinds of people, and I know you've made all different kinds of drinks. What is your top three drinks that you've ever made?
Um, so I know people would say that this is gross, but it was one of the first drinks I ever made, but it was a sex with an alligator martini, and it's because it's layered and it's green in the middle, and I mean, it
Okay,
has a lot of coloring in it, but it was just one of my favorites, and I know it's like very like
that's different.
sugary,
That's
but
different.
it's different. I always like to make a Manhattan. I always anything whiskey, like I just always like to do old fashions,
Now you
super
talking.
easy. But and then just a classic lemon drop, either lemon drop shot or lemon drop martini. Those
Hmm.
were my favorite thing. But I really, anything in a martini glass was always just a sexy thing to make, and I really liked making those. But yeah.
I like that. I
Mhm.
like that. I'm a Hennessy dude, so definitely Hennessy for me
Just
all day
straight up.
long. Yeah, give me some hen. You know, you can put it on the rocks if you want to. But yeah, straight up Hennessy. Some Dulce is another thing that I like. Some Dulce.
Yeah.
And some Crown too. But it got to be Crown
So
Apple.
with Hennessy, I used to always like to make kind of like an Arnold Palmer, like lemonade with iced tea, but you just barely
Wow.
put any iced tea, but the Hennessy looks like it's iced tea, so like
It does.
it kind of looks like it's an Arnold Palmer, but I was a pro at making drinks while I was working look like other drinks, and I literally would just pour the Henny in the cup and get the lemonade on top.
I love
Like
that.
it's
I
just an
love that.
Arnold Palmer, just my Arnold Palmer,
Yo,
but
Sonny,
yeah,
when I come back out there to H-Town, you might have to make me a little something, something. I'm
hmm
serious. That's for sure.
yeah. I will
I do have
definitely let
family
you
over there,
know.
so
I
yeah,
will
no
take you to
doubt.
the good places to drink and have good
Yeah.
drinks at. And you can have both drinks. You can have mine on my behalf and yours.
Okay,
So
I'm with you on that. I'm definitely
yeah,
with you on that, no doubt. Now, are
yeah.
you a Houston native?
I was born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mhm.
Okay, so since you've been there at Houston, I want to ask you. I typically ask all Houston people this, but
Mhm.
is Whataburger overrated?
To be honest, yeah, I do, but it just depends on really which one you go to. Like some of them are just they're worse than others, but if you just go to the right ones, like the staples, like the one off Shepherd is always pretty good, but if you go to the wrong ones, I mean, sometimes it's just rubbery and it's just it's not. I don't know, but I
So,
feel like
so
that
you
about
got to go to the right ones, is what you're saying.
yeah.
Okay, okay. I like
I do
asking
love me
that
some
question.
Whataburger though. I do love me some Whataburger though.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm
That
with you on that.
definitely way over like Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's. Like that is like, you
Yeah,
know, yeah.
yeah. I feel you on that, girl. I feel you on that. The last time I came out to Houston, the one thing that did bother me about y'all city is the tolls. Y'all got
Mhm.
too many damn tolls out there, and I just need y'all to loosen up on them a little bit. Cause man, every time I hit the freeway, there was a toll, and I'm trying to drive and get to the next lane and this lane, just too many tolls. And I was like, yeah, I ain't with all that. I'm definitely not
Yeah,
with all that for
I know
sure.
it's crazy. We have like a 20 lane highway and there's still freaking traffic. Like,
Hello, I'm with you on that. And you got two airports. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, why
yeah.
is there so much traffic over there? You know what I'm saying? That's
hmm
ridiculous.
hmm
Um, I want to ask you some favorite questions, and you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions that I have for you. Okay, so here we go. Favorite meal, Sonny, that you like to cook?
I would say probably my favorite thing to cook is a steak.
Ooh.
That's that's how like Scott and I like I'm pretty sure that's why he like asked me out because I used to bring him sandwiches and then I brought him a steak and then we basically like got together and were engaged shortly after because like I just made like the best steaks. But
Mm.
it's you can't mess up a steak really like but I also really like to do chicken Alfredo. And I like to make the
Okay.
Alfredo sauce from scratch, but nobody in my house eats it. Like when I make it, they don't eat
Oh,
it. So I end up just
oh,
eating
hell no. That is a flat hell
it.
no. Definitely, I'll tear that up. There's no question about that. Now, hold on. Now, I gotta ask you, how do you make your steak? Do you make your steak well done or medium
No,
rare? How do you make it?
not well done. I would say medium. Yeah,
Okay.
medium or medium rare. Yeah,
Yep,
definitely not
that's the way
well
I
done.
like it. That's the way I like steak.
Yeah.
I normally make my steaks that way too, so I totally understand that. Um, favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh, probably recently favorite concert. I would say Post Malone.
Ooh, that's a
Post
good one.
Malone. I
He
mean,
was
I've
good.
been to so many concerts, but unfortunately, I really don't remember them. And so, yeah, I don't really remember. That's the cool part of sobriety is you kind of just like erase a
I
large
feel
part
that.
of your life. So
I feel that.
just
Okay.
the favorites are like the new ones, the recent ones that are fresh in my memory. So.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say Post Malone too. I'm gonna agree with you. Definitely one of my favorite concerts. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been sober?
So my sobriety date was February 14th of 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, so over a year. I'm not one of those people that like, they have their like day whatever, like three whatever. I did that up until a year and then after a year I was like we're over this. Like I'm done patting myself on the back like great job, you did it. Just keep it going this time, you
Right.
freaking idiot, you know? Like I was
Right.
like
Right.
okay, like
Right. Right.
get yourself some coins, and throw them in a bag and call it a day. But I don't have time for that anymore because I'm like, I've seen I do the tough love with myself, and so I just feel like I'm like you wasted so many years being a piece of POS, and like
Right.
you just need to just power through these next few years and make up for lost time. And so, yeah, I feel like it'll be much cooler when I hit like 5 years and then I can start flexing again. But like, Eminem and all these other people, they're on like 15, 16, 17 years. So like, I'm like, I'll still have my little
You got a
string of,
long way to go, is what you're
I
saying.
got a long way to go,
Okay.
so,
Okay. Okay. Well, listen, you got to start somewhere. I
mhm.
appreciate the transparency on that because,
Yeah,
it's never easy to stop something. You know what I'm saying? Something that you're
yeah,
addicted to. That's for sure. But
yeah.
hey, yeah, all you can do is take it day by day, right? That's all you can do.
Mhm.
I love that. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Man, so I haven't been outside of the US, so it's probably gonna be pretty lame. But I really, really liked going to New York. New York is one of just like my
Yeah.
favorite places to go to, and I used to always try to get booked out there. And so, even though I've had some of the worst experiences in my life, like danger zone in the, streets of New York, because I was like young
Oh,
and dumb, and I was like,
I'm about to say
in dark alleys.
any you can tell. Any that you remember you could tell?
Oh yeah. So actually I was working for the Mel Robbins show at the time, and I had a really bad experience with her. Everybody seems to love her, and I adored her. I had all of her books, and then when I met her, I was like, yeah, that went down the drain. And it was like one of those situations that, when they say don't meet your heroes, right? That was one of those situations. I was like, damn, they were right. Don't meet your heroes. Like, she sucks. But I've learned now throughout the years to not judge people on their worst day or their worst moments. So, I've internally forgiven her for that, but I did
Right,
have a horrible experience. But, I also remind myself, like, there are probably a lot of experiences that I don't remember that I treated people pretty bad and was just completely unaware,
right,
and so I just can't base, one incident, one time of a very short time of my life on that. Like now I've realized that you really gotta do some damage to me multiple times to get me to dislike you, that amount. But I was really, really sick. I felt like I was like gonna like pass out, or I
okay.
really felt like I needed to go to the emergency room. Like I was just so
You was
sick.
going through it.
Yeah, I had a fever and I was like hysterically shaking. Like I was vomiting, it was coming out both ends. And I was like, I had no blankets or anything. And I was locked in one of these little green rooms that was freezing cold.
Okay.
And I remember I had my luggage because I was flying out that day. It was like my last day being on set, and I was talent at that point. So I was about to film the show. And so I had to unpack my luggage and get all my clothes and tuck myself in, like, and cover myself because I was so freezing. When you're sick
Right,
and you're shaking and you just need to be like, under something. Like,
right. You
I
got the
it,
shakes.
it reminded me of being in jail. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was just like, I'm like, even in jail, we get a freaking blanket, and it was horrifying. And so I had just filmed. It was like the worst thing ever. Me and my best friend at the time, like, they wanted a fight on the camera or whatever, and
Oh,
we gave it to them. And then I leave, and my flight wasn't until almost midnight, but we had finished filming at 1 p.m. And so they just like dropped me off, and I had nowhere to go, and I was trying to cross the street to get to something, and I had all my luggage by myself, and I felt like I just like got like tossed, and I'm like delirious. I got no medication, I got no medical, attention like I had been asking for. And I don't know what happened. Like I just like stop in the road, and a freaking bus like hits my luggage, and then a cab hits me, and I'm like
hold
shoveled
up.
in
Oh,
like
hold up.
this.
Back up. You said a bus hit you?
Yeah, it hit me, like it tapped me, like, but other people were like hitting the bus, and they were like, hey, hey. There was a lot of people around me too, but it
Wow.
was the craziest situation of my life, and I was so numb at that point that I was like, I just want to go home. Like I had been away from Houston for so long, and even the guy that I was like talking to at the time, he was in New York, and he didn't even come see me. Like he abandoned me. Like I was like, everyone's abandoned me. Like I
Hmm.
just want to go home,
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
that was probably one of the worst New York experiences. But honestly, it was like one of those comedies that you see in New York of like the crazy girl running with her luggage, crying, like, everything bad happening. And it was like
Right.
all happened in a New York minute. And you know what? I got on that plane and I made it home. I had the best sleep of my life. And at the end of the day, like, I still got my check, and so that's all I cared about. I was like, okay, we did
Wow.
it.
That's
We
what's
did
up. That's
it.
the most important thing, girl. Get that green. Damn it. I'm not talking about the other
Hmm.
green. I'm talking about them dead presidents. I feel you on that. I feel you on that, yo. It seems like everybody seems to have a New York story because
Hmm.
I know my first time in New York, I've been to New York City a few times, but my first time in New York, I rode the mega bus. Now, if you know what the mega bus is, at that time I didn't have a ride. I got to New York City and it's like 2 in the morning. First off, I got on the wrong mega bus. I
Oh
was supposed to go,
no.
yeah, I got on the wrong mega bus. I was supposed to go to Buffalo, New York. I end up going to sleep and I wake up and we in New York City.
No.
Yeah. Yo, I'm like, this is crazy. I get off the bus.
Oh
Yeah, shit was wild. I get off the bus, then all of a sudden I'm walking down, I think it's 34th and 11 and 12th. And I'm walking down. I'm hungry as hell because I haven't ate anything for hours. McDonald's is closed. They're a little sketchy because they got some, they got some of them,
no.
bums on the street. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Then my man says, "Do you want some of my street meat?" Now, mind you, I ain't never heard of street meat in my life, so I'm like, this man just asked me for his street meat, and I'm like, bruh, I don't get down like that. I'm like, what you talking about? And he's like, yeah, man, I got some street meat for you. I said, I don't want nothing street or meat about your ass. I don't want nothing like that. He was like, no, 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 no. It's food. It's good food. I said, how can it be that good? I don't see no skillet. What are you cooking it on? Like, what is you doing? Like, it was just nothing but a cart, Sonny. And it was two something. It was two something in the morning. I said, bro, if you got a cold beverage up in there, then let me get that. He was like, cool. So I just got the cold beverage and I stayed hungry. But that was my first time touching down in New York City. Somebody asking me about street meat and wanting to give it to me, and I'm like, nah, bro, I don't do street meat. I don't do no meat of anybody's, and that's just for real. I don't do that. But it's
That's so
unique
funny. Yeah.
because it's two something in the morning, almost 3 o'clock, and people still selling that shit around
Oh
that time,
yeah.
which is crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's wild. It's a whole different ball game out there. Like I
It is.
just recently went to California and we were kind of by Laguna Beach, and normally like I stay in LA or Burbank, but there was nothing open past 9 p.m. Like
Yeah,
it was like
yeah,
everything was closed and I was like,
yeah,
"What town is this?" Like
yep, yep.
they're like, that's just how our town is, we're just a quiet town.
Yep,
But
that's my hometown state. My hometown state is California, so I definitely know about the closing earlys. But I used to go
it
to
was nice
Roscoe
though.
Chicken and Waffles though all the time. So
Yeah, it
that's
was
what I was.
nice though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah, I
was
can
nice though. It
imagine.
it it, it got us to bed early.
Okay, no, because you're on that West Coast time, so that West
Hmm.
Coast time, you sleeping and you're trying to adjust to the Central time zone, which is a couple
Yeah.
hours. You know what I'm saying? So I totally understand that. Here's my next favorite for you. You talked about animals. I want to know what is your favorite animal?
I don't think I don't think I have a favorite, but I would say um I don't know. I want to say a tiger just because
A
that's my
tiger.
Chinese
Okay.
side. But I also really, really, really like penguins. And the reason why is because they're one of the most helpless animals in the animal kingdom. Like they have like no way of like fighting any animals off besides swimming faster and swimming away. But their loyalty to their family is why like I'm obsessed with penguins. And they just like find one mate forever and they just stay together and they're so family oriented. And I low key feel bad for those penguins, but they're survivors. You know what I mean? All they have is their bellies to like dive off of and just quick swimming, and that's the only way to get away from predators. And I'm like, damn, like
Wow, wow, that is an interesting damn take. I'm gonna tell you
yeah.
that, Sonny. That is definitely interesting. You are the first one on the Work Hard
Yeah,
Play
I
Hard
gotta give it
podcast.
to the underdogs, man. Like,
You definitely did. I've never heard nobody say they love penguins, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do. No, I'm sure there's a lot of people that do, but you definitely the first here on the platform. I gotta
Yeah,
ask
gotta
you. I
give it
gotta
to
ask you.
them.
That's straight up. I've never heard that. I gotta
I'm like,
ask you
I
this.
used to be shaped like a penguin for so long, okay? So I
Right.
gotta give them some freaking love.
Oh
Like,
no, go ahead. Listen, they need
yeah,
love. They need love too. Don't leave them out. They need
yeah.
love too. Somebody got to give them some. Um, favorite favorite sport you like to watch on TV. Favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
Mm. Oh, basketball for sure.
Girl, you done won my heart.
Basketball for sure.
Girl, you done won my heart. We can be besties now. We can be besties. I'm telling you, that's my favorite sport. So, are you a
Yeah.
Houston Rockets fan?
Yeah, so fun fact, Hakeem Olajuwon is actually related to me by marriage. I know there's no way that he would even remember me now, but he married into my family on my mom's side, my mom's cousin, and I used to hang out with his kids all the time, and my
Oh.
mom was like his midwife, and yeah, so I haven't seen him in years, but he's a very very nice guy. He has like 14 kids now, but yeah, my dad like still sees him at the games. I never got free tickets though, so like people would ask me that. They're like, "Did you get free tickets?"
Mm,
I never went. Like we would just go, but yeah, definitely basketball. I always had the biggest crush on Charles Barkley, and when he played for the Rockets, like
wow.
it was over. But I had my fair share of sports gambling like on the apps and stuff, and so I be looking at the Rockets, so
Yep.
yeah, I don't
Yep.
really watch
Yep.
sports that much, but I do get into it just because of the sports betting stuff. But that's kind of why I'm into sport. I just always have to monetize everything, man. Like I just always have to figure out a way. So
That's a true entrepreneur type of mindset, always trying to
mhm.
get to the money. I feel you on that. You got to do it. You got to do it. No doubt about that. I'm a huge foodie. This last of the favorites. I'm a
Mhm.
huge foodie. When I touch back down there in the 713 area code, I believe that's what it is. Is it
Mhm.
713 or
Yeah.
yeah, 713
Yeah,
area code.
713.
What place is your favorite place to go eat at?
So I would definitely say we got to plug in Good Vibes Coastal Kitchen and Good Vibes Cantina. So they're
Okay.
not really like in the Houston, but it's like League City and Pearland. So, shout out to Scott, my hubby,
All
who's
right.
the CEO over there.
Okay.
But
Nice.
also, those are definitely fave. We'll have to bring you out there whenever you come. They have really good seafood, and if you come during crawfish season, if you like crawfish, that's your place to go. They did something
Mm.
crazy where it was unlimited crawfish. Like, how do you like how I've never seen so many. I mean, people can eat. And like I
Hell
was like,
yeah.
how did you do that without losing money? He's like, I don't know. Like we just did it. Like we got all the
Hell yeah.
crawfish in town. It was the
Hmm.
last week of crawfish season, so they wanted to do it up big, and I was like, man, bravo! Like that y'all made it. He's like, we barely even broke even, but like it was amazing. Like records were set, but good for him. It's amazing. Give the people what they want. They wanted that, and he gave it to them. So also, Warehouse 72. It's really close to my house. I don't know if you've ever heard of Spaghetti Warehouse, but that
Nope.
was like a haunted, like token staple in Houston for so long. And then during Hurricane Harvey, I believe, some damage happened and then they never like opened back up. And
Okay.
so then Chef Jaime and everyone else created Warehouse 72 that has the same iconic mozzarella and pasta over there. And so it's freaking delicious, and they have the best, most affordable four-course meal, and they change it out all the time. So if you want to be bougie on a budget, and man, the four-course meal is like 44 to 49 bucks last I checked,
Yeah.
and it's like, I mean, it's fine dining, like it's amazing, like it's
Okay.
a good place to go.
Hey, from your lips to my ears, I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, absolutely. I like that.
And then the last one is a boozy. So that's another good place in Houston if you want
Bougie.
go see, hot girls and go to Abuzi. You'll see some girls at the bar. Like me and my friends used to always go there. Jonathan, he's the manager. Sean owns it. They're great people. Tell them I sent you. They're great
Okay,
people.
that's what's up. All right. I'm
Hmm.
definitely going to pull up to some of these spots and obviously support your husband at his spot too.
Yeah,
No doubt about that. I'm definitely going to be
yeah,
doing
for
that. That's for
sure.
sure. Um, I want to ask you about your day to day. As a reporter and a journalist that I am, my day to days are never the same. We're always doing
Hmm.
something different, different
Yeah,
game, different story, different everything, right? So,
yeah,
it kind of makes the job very fun, because we're always talking to somebody differently and doing something different. I
yeah.
cannot see myself sitting at a desk doing 9 to 5, the same shit every single day. I think
Mm,
I would lose my mind. You talk about having a lot of niches, right?
yeah.
and a lot of different things that you like to do. Talk to me about Sonny's day to day. Like, what do you do getting up? How long do you normally work in a day? When do you normally shut it down? Do you have a lot of employees? Do you have like an agent finding you things, or this is just kind of you being self-made as an
So,
entrepreneur?
I will tell you that I used to have manager, I had an agent, I had
Yep.
multiple PR companies before, and a lot of people think that is how I get where I am. And I will
Right.
tell you that I did have a PR company, and all they did was get me in page six once, but they misspelled my name and they confused me for Thousand Pound Sisters. And so I
Yep.
fired them, and it was like so expensive. It was like $15,000. Now, the reason why I paid that is because I really thought that they were going to get me where I wanted to be. They basically guaranteed me a spot on Bunny XO's podcast. They guaranteed that my book would be a bestseller, and they also guaranteed that I would make my money back within 3 months. And so that's the only reason why. And I also I knew two really big Real Housewives that
Okay.
used them, and so I was like, oh, cool. Like they're respectable. They're recommended. I know these people, and they're good. They're good. Well, I guess they didn't realize that they were getting booked from Bravo and like other ways, and not
Sure.
their PR company. And I
Sure.
don't know if they just, you know, sucked because they didn't care about me or, my business or my mom at the time. But I mean, I can't even tell you how much time and money I've wasted on just talking to people that say, oh, I'm going to promise you this and whatever. And I will tell you, me doing my own PR as a way to prove to PR companies that I don't need you and I can work
Right.
faster than you. And it
Right.
literally, I will tell you this, it all started with a DM, an email, and it's just because I hit send. They didn't care about the mistakes. I started doing this before ChatGPT. Every single show I've ever been on, every single one, I booked myself. Every single,
Okay.
and I can't even tell you how many friends I've gotten booked from just saying, hey, you need to go with this person. Like, I literally helped every casting director. I tagged people, like connected people to certain things. I was like, hey, you'd be good for this. And they're like, oh, you should do casting. You should do this. Well, I don't really
Yep.
want to do casting because then I'll get, stuck in casting. And
Right.
if I know someone, but they do give a referral fee too. But a lot of times I just did it just to do it. But, um, yeah, I never had, and I still don't. I have two PR companies that told me I can do this, and this for you. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. Send me your media kit, send me your numbers, send me some testimonies and some people that you've worked with. And it's been crickets. And I showed them my Instagram engagement. And I was like, do you have one person on your team that has engagement that looks like this? And they stopped talking to me and they're like, crickets. And I'm like, yeah, well, nobody can do for me what I've done for me so far. And I really pray that other people don't get scammed and spend their money on,
Absolutely.
those things.
No question.
And what I will say is going on Fiverr, paying someone $15 to make you a media kit that just looks like really professional and has your engagement will work magic like you've never known before. Like, that is advice for anybody that has no management, whatever. Do that. Create an email address that looks professional and just hit send. Get ChatGPT to help you and go to every single news station and submit that story. And eventually someone will call you back. If you've got something that's worth looking at, that's weird, or a story that's cool sounding, or you've got a hook, then you'll get a call back eventually. Like, that's pretty much all I've ever done. But as for my routine, every day, I really get up and I turn on sound healing, and I try to meditate, and I
Okay.
do prayer. And every night before I go to sleep, I try to release and detox any negativity or, anger. And I just really try to reset the intention. And that's something that I recently started doing just in, being sober, really, because I realized that the sobriety came because I just wanted to detox from toxic things, not just from substance abuse, but everything else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and
Okay.
also sometimes you got to detox your phone and delete those people that, you have those horrifying back and forth messages with,
Mhm.
and block people. And I don't know what that is, but deleting unnecessary things that like, just apps that you don't use, stores that
Right.
are closed, like, just get it off your visual board, like your vision board of life, and you'd be surprised like how many doors start opening up.
No question. No question about that. There's some people that you do got to leave behind. There's some people that
Hmm.
just create a lot of unnecessary noise. I definitely know what you're talking about with
Yeah.
that. Um, tell me normally, what is the thing about, because people love to go into business for themselves. They love to,
Hmm.
people have all kinds of ideas. What is the scariest thing to try to start your own business, and why do you think a lot of people don't stay with it? Like, if people that do start it, why do you think a lot of people don't stay with starting a business? Like, what's the one thing that would hold people back?
I think that people don't start their own business because the the fear that's been instilled in our brain of how scary it is and how hard it is, and the lack of discipline that people have, to really start their own business. And I also think that the way that, especially here in America, things are built, like the corporate ladder. We're taught that, we need that 401k, and we need these benefits, and we need insurance, and we don't realize how many things that we have right at our fingertips that are, insurance plans that are much cheaper than what that job would give you, that's taken away from your paycheck. But just because they take it out of your paycheck and you don't go pay that bill yourself, like, it becomes, this thing that's like this carrot dangled in front of your face. I need this, I need this. But
Hmm.
um I really think it's just the way that our brains are programmed. And the thing with me is I'm programmed in a very different way, that when someone tells me that's a bad idea and I don't think that you should do that, I immediately go into building, a game plan on why and how I can do this, and just to really prove that person wrong, and just to see if I can even do it. Like, I started a body contouring med spa business in the middle
Okay.
of COVID, and you can't touch people, in the middle of COVID. And I was like, you know what? Like, I have this money right
Interesting.
now, and everyone told me this is a horrible idea. Things are shutting down. You're not going to be successful. And I said, if I fail, at least I know why. But if I succeed right now in the worst time, then, I'm a beast and I'm good. And then I can survive anything. And so, I did that, and I was like, wow, I succeeded. Okay, now what? And so, I really think that it's just the way that we're told that it's so hard, and it's this, unthinkable thing. And
Mm.
it is difficult, because when you stop, it stops. If you are the sole person, like if you're a lash artist, or if you are the person that does all the work. But when
Right.
you build something, you can have people underneath you running things, and yeah, you do have to check up on them. But that's eventually the goal, is the residual income. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I really like being a writer. But you know, that is something that I don't know how much is going to sell. Like, if I'm not there to promote it and doing all these like TV things and holding the book and going on podcasts and doing
Right.
pop ups that, you know, are selling the book on hand. So, yeah, yeah,
No, I feel that. I do. And I
yeah.
respect that. I respect that answer quite a bit. I want a kind of great segue, because I want to lead into mental health and
Mm-hmm.
work-life balance. As you know, mental health is so important.
Mm-hmm.
It's being talked about more and more nowadays than it ever has. People have
Yeah.
been talking about it. Journalists that I know have stepped away from my industry because of mental health battles, but also work-life balance as well,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause news never stops, sports never
Right.
stop, and you don't really get the vacations or the breaks that you need at times because you're always working. Talk
Yeah.
to me about how you kept your mental health strong, going through your own personal addictions and battles, but also still have that work-life balance, right? Like you said, you have Scott, your husband.
Yeah.
You have is it Eva or is it Eva, your
Yeah.
mom? How you
Eva.
have
Yeah.
Eva?
Mm-hmm.
Eva, your mom. You have yourself. You have friends. You
Mm-hmm.
seem like a wonderful woman to be around. There's no question about it. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you.
Thank
But you
you.
also seem like you're very welcome. But you also seem very dedicated to being a philanthropist and being somebody who is an entrepreneur as well, and in her work. So tell me, how do you keep your mental health strong, but also still have that work-life balance to be able to, give time to everybody that you would like to give time to?
I will say that the I allow myself, this is probably the worst advice. I allow myself the crash outs that I feel like I need. Um, and I don't really punish myself for choosing to say no anymore. And that was
Okay.
really difficult for me. But I also just I I do work on my mental health quite a bit, and you sometimes it has to get worse for it to get better. And really, just therapy and the right type of therapy, and taking breaks from your cell phones. Like I know a lot of business owners, they have cell phones, like shutting off that button, like literally just shutting it off. And that is honestly the best advice ever. And I will say that even that comes with, you know, a lot of people reprimanding you. I will tell you that I sometimes will turn my phone off for 2 hours, and I open my phone to somebody like cursing or freaking out, and I'm
Wow.
just like, wow, but that's why I just have to cut people off. Like I had a cleaning lady that was supposed to help me come clean my house. She was messaging me at 11:30 p.m. and 2 hours went by. I didn't respond, and it was nasty texts after that. And I was like, yo, what? Like, but that happens. That's happened with me and clients. That's happened with me and friends. And you know what? That is you burned the bridge yourself. Like I couldn't even go reach the match quick enough to go burn it because they did it so quickly, because those are people that you don't need in your life that treat you that way
Right.
when you are taking a break. And there could be something really wrong too, and you're over here cursing at somebody.
Right. Right.
But um it's honestly just taking me time
Okay.
and really just keeping to a schedule and keeping to a routine, no matter how many people it pisses off. But don't like not allowing other people into your personal space, and creating those boundaries too is probably how I still function. So
I I totally understand that, Sonny. I really do. You got to have those boundaries, right? And listen, people will test you. We know we got trolls. We got people
mhm.
out there that will test you. Listen, people love you. People hate you. I always say, if people ain't hating on you, you're not doing something right.
Yeah.
And that's what I always believe, and I always say that. But it does affect your mental health. It does because people say some crazy things, say some rude things about you, your loved ones. They always seem to have a 2 cents of opinion.
Hmm.
And then when you're working, all the time, especially in the journalism field, you can get worn down. That
Oh
sometimes you
yeah,
feel like,
because they don't
some,
care what you're going through. They want you to
absolutely,
stop what is going on because they want you to do that job, and that news is happening right that second. So you got
without
to go,
question.
so that, I mean, I don't know
And
how you could do
and
that sometimes.
Yeah, no, no, no question. You're absolutely right. And the main thing is that you got to try to space out your time evenly to try to give everybody the time that they want sometimes,
Right.
right? Like you said, you got friends, you got family, you have Scott, you have
Hmm.
your niches, what you want to do as far as money making opportunities, right? You're writing
Yeah.
books as well. So, it's just hard. There's only 24 hours in a day that you can give yourself, and you got to be able to sleep, you got to be able to
Right.
function. So, that is something that can weigh on you if you let it do it. I'm glad you kind of have a grasp of it though, and don't let
Yeah.
it weigh on you as much. Maybe in the past you might have been a little different, but it seems like now you got a better grasp of it.
I definitely was different in the past. But I just feel like I have this fear of not knowing when, life is going to end, and I know that tomorrow is not promised, and so I
Yep.
have a sense of urgency, and I have so much work to do, and I wasted so much time in my younger years, and I'm such a busy bee, and I truly feel like me doing all these things truly keeps me out of a severe depression and just keeps my anxiety in check, because when you don't have time to worry about stuff, I
Right.
promise you won't. And
Yeah,
so
you're right.
that might
You're
be
right.
the worst and best advice ever, but that is my my thing that keeps me going. Like I noticed when I'm home, and I've had certain things happen. I had to close an office recently because of toxic mold and the ceilings caving in, and then literally had
Oh
to cease
wow.
everything. And I sorry. I felt sad because I couldn't
Right.
go to that work every day, and I was like, man, like what am I going to do now? I mean, I had 100 things to do, but just because I couldn't do that thing anymore, like I felt like there was this like block, and then suddenly I felt the feeling of what people feel when their business or their job shuts down or whatever, like, and so I'm like, when it gets taken away in a day just like that, like it's very relatable to, like, the people in the floods and all that. Like, I mean, I didn't
Yep.
go through nearly what they had to experience, like,
Right.
prayers to them, but
Right.
like I got a sense of like, wow, my ceilings just caved in, and I can't use any of that, any of the equipment. Like, I can't, there's nothing I can do. It's just, it's gone. So, and it's poisoned. And so, but yeah, that was pretty interesting. We're still trying to navigate through that, but hopefully we'll have a new new location soon. Like, I was just on the news earlier today, and they're like, "Where's the
Yep.
location?" Because it had an address on the business cards, and that was like, well, don't go there anymore, but
Right. Right.
it all
Right. To
happened
to be
so
announced.
fast, like.
TBA to be announced. No
Hmm.
doubt. No
Hmm.
doubt about
And
that.
sometimes people don't realize that it takes you time as a human being to bounce
Hmm.
back. Like, they're like, "Oh, well, where's the new location?" I'm like, "This just happened. Like, what?"
Right.
I had to get my stuff out. We had to get rid of everything. I had to get new stuff, and so, yeah, I had to look at locations. Like, it's crazy that people think that you can just, like, it's something that just like a light switch that you can just bounce back
Right.
from, but
Right.
that's kind of like what happens in your field. Like, if you have a death in the family, or car accident or something, like, that's different with me, because I was in reality TV. So if whatever was happening, they just grab the cameras, and they leave us alone. We're just living our lives. So whatever drama or tragedy we're going through, they're encouraging that emotion out of us, and they're staying quiet. As for you, they're handing you a mic and telling you, "Hey, do this," and it's totally different ball game,
No question. No
Mhm.
question. I like how you broke that down. I want to ask you, what is some advice that you would give someone that wants to be in the media industry? Whether, it doesn't matter what role, you've been a writer, and like I said, you've been in reality TV series, you've been in music videos, as you said. What is some advice that you would give someone that wants to be in this media industry?
Apply for everything
Okay.
and take whatever job that you feel comfortable doing, and just say hi to everyone on set. Get everyone's number, send everyone an email, and just introduce yourself to every single station. And, I used to say aim small, but I changed my mind about that because I messaged so many small podcasts and didn't even get a response. And
Yep.
I got like two of the biggest ones, and they actually messaged me. And I was like,
Okay.
okay, so maybe I should just aim higher. When certain people say no, do not let that no make you think that I'm not big enough. It just maybe someone didn't see the DM, maybe someone deleted it.
Yep.
Sometimes they don't open it, but don't ever let that stop you. And um, if you want to just try to be on TV, just go and try to apply for everything. That's my best advice, really. Like,
I love that. I
mhm.
do. Because for me personally, there's a lot of people that get on this platform that saw that the people that was doing journalism, that was doing
Mhm.
media, they wanted to be on TV in front of the camera.
Mhm.
They wanted to be like, oh man, I see the beautiful Sunny. She's in front of the camera. She's talking. She's doing her thing in media. But, Sunny, sometimes people get a misconception of things. And
Mhm.
that's where I like to be able to bring my podcast to the forefront, which is Work Hard,
Yeah.
Play Harder. And that's get a behind the scenes of what really goes on, because the misconception is that, oh well, they must got it made, they on TV, but they did a lot of shit to be able to be in front of that camera. They did a lot of things to be in
Oh,
front of that camera,
yes.
or put up with so much to be in front of that camera.
Mhm.
And you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You just don't.
Yeah.
And you won't know until you talk to somebody. Now,
Mhm.
like I said, this industry is a beautiful industry. It really is. It
Yeah.
can be. And I'm not trying to discourage anybody that watches this in the future, period, about being in this industry. Do your
Right.
thing. But you also have
Yeah.
to come in with some perspective and some realism.
Right.
And you also have to understand that things are not always cracked up as they seem, and you have to make some sacrifices.
Oh yeah.
So,
You
and
gotta
that's the
you gotta
problem,
have that thick skin too. Like
without
gotta
question.
you gotta be ready for them to come for you. Like that's the thing, everyone's got something to say, and just whatever bad
Mhm.
thing you can think someone's gonna say to you, just look in the mirror and say it to yourself a million times and tell yourself that's, I'm stronger than that, I'm better than that. And yeah,
Mhm.
it is something that takes a toll on your mental health, but it's not for everyone, you know.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
not for everyone. I mean, even Megan Fox, like, she looks perfect, and so many people talk so poorly about her. And it's like, it doesn't matter, like, if you look so amazing or so perfect or whatever, but, you know, it's, it's just so sad how people come for people, but you got to just stay strong and have thick skin and roll with the
Hmm.
punches. And on certain
Hmm.
days it hurts more than others, so on days that
Hmm.
you're feeling sad, don't read the comments and just power
Right.
through.
Right, right. No, you're right. Absolutely. And that's a great point. Me trying to do this podcast, I want to get people on here to tell their stories and tell who they are and what they are. And I want to build my subscribers up, and I want to be able to do that. So that's one of the things that I'm still researching. I'm still trying to do, trying to figure out what is the best way for me to get people on the podcast. Is it talking to certain people? Is it uh, doing this? Is it marketing this way?
Mhm.
Is it grabbing from different people? Because I just want to be able to get to a point where I want to make this a profitable thing,
Yeah.
not just for myself, but I also want to be able to make it profitable for others that I
Yeah.
love. But I also want to be able to continue to storytell to the best of my abilities as
Yeah.
well. And I think I
Yeah.
can definitely, most certainly do that for sure. So it's when I see it's motivation. It's inspiration, I should say. When I see somebody like yourself and other people have like 50,000 followers or 12,000 followers, and I'm like, man, I want to get there to that point too. So
I will
what
tell
steps can
you,
I take?
it was a lot of work for me, and it's still so hard to.
Hmm.
What's hard for me now is to try to keep those numbers up.
Yeah.
And I recently started unfollowing a bunch of people. And I posted a few things that, some reels that I lost some followers on, and had some incidences with people that I was tied with that I
Oh
lost some
wow.
followers on too. But I finally got to the 60K point, but I will say that you can have like one post go viral and like you can gain like thousands, so quickly.
Right,
And it is like brushing your teeth. You cannot just do it once. Like
right.
you have to do it like basically daily. And I
Yep.
had zero for the longest time. Like I built an account up to 24,000 and then I sold it and then I did that so many times. But back then it was a lot easier to gain followers than it is now. Now it's like a gift from God for someone to give you a follow and a like back. That nobody
Sure.
wants to do that.
Sure.
Nobody wants to hit the heart anymore. It's
Nope.
just, a dog eat dog world now. And so you almost have to like be cool or to like get someone to follow you back. And now the blue check doesn't mean what it used to mean. Everyone can
Yep.
get it. And so
Yep.
um it's lost its luster, as they would say. And I got mine like right before they did the change because Smothered was coming out, and then they did the change, and I was like, "What?" Like everyone has it now, But
Right. Right.
it is what it is. Like it's fine. Like I'll rock with it, but yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. Now, I feel your perspective on that. We have reached a portion of the podcast now that we're going to do my interactive game called This or That. So basically, Sonny, what that is that I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Sonny, are you ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at? KFC or Popeyes?
KFC.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Now, when it comes to chicken wings, which flavor would you rather put on a wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Lemon pepper.
Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
What?
Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Oh man, that's hard because I like them both. It
Mm-hmm.
depends. It depends on if I want to get my hands dirty or not. I
Okay, so
like
which
both.
which which
Like
one which one is 51%? Which one is 49%?
the bone in for
Ooh,
sure. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Now that means you do like to get dirty a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay, I like that. Get a
I mean,
wet wipe and go to
I
work.
work at Hooters, like so. I I was a wing person for a really long time, and I stopped eating them for years. But now
Wow.
I'm over it
Okay.
now.
Okay. Okay. Work that
Yeah.
Hooters. I ain't mad at you. certainly wouldn't have been mad at you there. That's for sure. One of my favorite spots. No question about that. Next five questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Okay. So what would you say is your dominant genre of music? Do you like all kinds of genre or do you have a dominant genre?
Um. Oh no, you ate these. Why are you eating these?
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Right in front of my face.
Oh my goodness.
She's a new puppy, so
Mm.
um I would say, I mean, I pretty much like all music. Country is not my jam, but it's actually gotten a lot better. I don't know what it
Okay.
is, but like Jelly Roll and like Morgan Wallen, I think, what's his name? Like
Yep.
those are the ones, like everyone's obsessed with them and like they made country cool again. So I'm like, okay, like I can rock with some country, but I definitely like more, old school stuff than the new music that's out now. I'm not vibing with the new stuff that's been coming out. So I'm looking 90s, like 90s R&B, like 90s like mad at your
All right.
dad music, like alternative, like Nirvana, and like
Okay.
oh,
Okay. I feel that. All right. So I could rock with you on that because I
mhm.
like kind of the same thing. So here's the first one. Which concert would you rather go to? Would you rather go see Metallica or Pearl Jam?
Oh, Pearl Jam.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. Going
Pearl
against the grain a little bit, but I like that. Okay. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Brandy or Monica?
Oh, why do you have to separate them like that? They're totally
Yeah,
together now.
I know it. But listen,
Mm,
these it's gonna get tougher as we go. Brandy or Monica?
I would say Brandy,
Ooh, okay.
but it makes me sad to choose.
I know. Your face said it all, Sonny. Your face said it all. That's for sure. But here we go. Here's the third one. This is gonna get tougher. Which music concert would you rather go see, Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh, Rihanna, hands down.
Oh, so you
I'm
rather go see
so over
Riri?
Beyonce. Like I'm so over her. She's too much. She putting her kids on stage like that. I'm like, let the kids play. It's freaking summertime. Like shit, At least Rihanna taking the kids on vacation. Like she's not putting them to work. Like you have enough money, Queen.
I,
Relax. Like
I love that. I love the fact that you turned it on the kids. You was like, you know what? This is the reason why I
give
can't pick
Ruby
Queen
a
B. It's the
break. My
kids.
God. Like she's
I
poor
totally
girl. Like
I totally understand that shit. I totally understand it. Okay. That's what's up. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Chris Brown or Usher?
Chris Brown.
Rather go see Breezy. Okay. All right. I like that. Now, here's the last of the concerts. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Limp Bizkit or Korn?
Oh, corn.
Oh, you definitely went against the grain on that one. Okay. Rather
Corn.
see some corn. All right. I'm with you on that. Okay. Which sport, if you had to choose it, would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Oh, badminton.
Okay. Are you any good?
No.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Okay. So you must be terrible in bowling.
Well, I heard that if you play badminton, any game that you play with a racket is good for like it makes you live longer. There's some like thing about it. There was like a scientific study about
It makes you live
like
longer.
yeah, it, like literally like makes you live longer. It's like really good for you for some reason.
I'm gonna keep that in mind because I'm gonna have
Hmm
to run out and buy me a damn racket now. That's for sure.
hmm
No question. Okay, here we go.
See, bowling is more fun,
It
but
is.
like it's bowling for me is like associated with like drinking and eating junk food. And then I always break a nail. And right now I don't have any nails on, but I always break a nail when I'm bowling. And so like I'm just like, no, give me the racket. Let me try this out. That's
Got you. Okay. Okay. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Baseball or football?
mm, I guess football.
You guess.
Yeah.
Funny, what's going on? You don't like football?
No, I mean, what's so funny is Scott used to play. He was a professional baseball player, but baseball is so boring to watch on TV. It's so long.
Hmm.
There's so many innings. There's so many freaking rules, and it's fun if you watch it when you're at the stadium, but
Yes,
it's
I
just
agree.
so long. Like, my God.
But
Like,
what about football? Football ain't fun?
no, football's cool, but I I mean it's cool. Like I really just wouldn't I don't watch football on TV.
Mm,
Um and so I would if it's
okay.
a really big game or if it's like the Super Bowl or something, but um yeah, I just don't get into it. Maybe it's cuz I used to go to the football games with my ex-husband all the time and like I just never really cared for it. It was fun, but never really
I
cared
feel
for it.
that. I feel that. Okay, I can respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Do you like
We don't have
dessert?
a team really. We don't have a team to like really like rock with us. So like, yeah,
Well, the Texans there. Oh
yeah,
Lord. Oh my
they're
gosh.
okay. Like,
I guess enough said on that. I guess enough said on that. Okay. Um, do you like desserts?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna name four categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you'll never eat again out of these four categories. Okay?
Okay.
So here we go. The first category is candy. The next category is cookies. The next category is ice cream. And the next category is grouped together, cake slash pies. Which one are you getting rid of? You said
Candy.
what?
Candy.
Ooh, okay. I would
Yeah.
have said candy too. I would have said candy too,
Yeah.
girl. Okay.
Like, I
What's
mean,
your
I
what's your favorite ice cream?
I can do without candy.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I like that. I do. What's your favorite ice cream?
Rocky Road.
Fun fact, I've never had Rocky Road.
Really?
I've never had it. No, I've never had Rocky Road. And also, because you talked about it earlier, a fun fact, I've never had crawfish.
Oh,
Never,
wow.
yeah, never had crawfish before. Lobster,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
never any of the exotic seafoods I haven't had. No, just shrimp.
Wow.
Yes, yes, that's for sure. I know you're probably like, what the hell, rock you been living under? But yes, listen, I'm sorry, I just
Hey,
never
we
had
all
it.
do our thing, you
That's
know?
right, that's right, that's right, no doubt. Now, do you like potato chips?
I don't really eat chips.
Okay, okay,
I'm
don't
not
really
good
eat
with
them.
it.
Okay, now this may be easy for you then, because I'm gonna name four brands of potato chips, and I want you to choose one of these that you would never eat again. Although it may be a few of these you'll never eat again, but let's see. The first one is Pringles. The second one is Lay's. The third one is Ruffles. The last one is Doritos. Which one are you getting rid of?
Ruffles.
Oh, hell no. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Sonny, come
I
on
mean,
now.
I don't really eat chips because I try to stay away from them because I lost so much weight and it's just were never really my thing. But Cheetos were my favorite, and so you didn't say those, but
No,
yeah.
everybody love Cheetos. I can't eliminate those. No, I can't do that. But the Ruffles out of the four, oh my goodness. But hey, I guess listen, you're absolutely lovely in every sense of the word, but you just proven you're not perfect. That's just all that is. That's all that is. So it's all good. It's okay. I still rock with you though. Let's talk about the book that you authored and um when swiping right goes wrong.
Mhm.
Wow. Please explain to me, where did that concept come from? How many times did you swipe right and go wrong? Because typically I do not go on these dating sites, and there's a reason why. Because the first time I went on, I met somebody and I got catfished. Yeah, I definitely got catfish. That picture was up. They look nothing like that damn picture. That's for sure. So tell me, what made you want to write something like that? What made you want to call it that title as well?
So it's the Chronicles of John Doe Dating Disasters. When swiping right goes wrong. And it was really just all of my dating disasters, which is kind of just my whole like life on TV was all guys I dated. And that's like all anybody wanted to talk about when Smothered came out was I was on all these other shows. And I've just been known for my dating disasters. I was like the queen of dating disasters. And I also did like, multiple like podcasts and comedy shows where I just openly talked about my horrible dating disasters. And so
Mhm.
my best friends and I just kind of got together and I was like, we should write a book. And so we did. And that's just kind of how that happened. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Now, what is some dating disasters that you can speak on that you have, and what is some do's and don'ts as far as, in your opinion, when it comes to dates?
Dues, I think just really be honest in the beginning. If you're trying to hook up or if you're looking for something serious, just be straight up. It's that simple. And don'ts, just don't lie. Like, just don't lie to people,
I
Um,
think that's pretty simple.
if
Yeah.
you're trying to cheat and you're trying to do some weird like fetish stuff, like go on a certain site for that. There are certain sites for that and just save, everyone else the trouble that's still out there looking for somebody and looking for authentic stuff. Um, yeah. And don't catfish.
Okay.
there's Google image search now. Like people like, you ain't gonna get nowhere in life doing that.
Right, that absolutely crazy. That is, yeah. I like I said, I don't do dating sites like that. If I can't meet you organically, then you know what? It is what it is. It's just not meant to be. I'm a huge person, and what's meant for me is meant for me. That's no question about that. I do believe that. You mentioned it about being in Smothered. Um, first, so I'm looking at YouTube clips of you in Smothered and looking at some of the stuff, and I'm cracking up. I'm laughing my ass off, to be honest with you. But then there's also some touching scenes in there too with
Mhm.
you as well. Talk to me about this is the two-part question. One, how was it being in that type of environment? You being a reality TV star, you say you've been on other shows, but being in that environment with your mom, but also going through a relationship with the cameras on, because sometimes that can be stressful, that can put a strain on the relationship. Obviously it didn't with you and Scott because y'all together now, but talk
Mhm.
about that time of when you guys were filming that.
Honestly, like it was pretty organic. You after a while, like, everyone says this, but you really like don't like the cameras really aren't there after a while. Like the only time that you're really aware of the cameras is when you're doing the confessional and those bright lights are like right in front of you,
Right. Yep.
when you're like your interview questions and kind of narrating. But, after like the first few days of filming, like, I mean, you're also like not supposed to look at the camera. And to be honest, like they're back there hiding. Like they're like hiding behind stuff. Like you really don't see them. And like you kind of just do your daily life. And I know a lot of people, don't say that about other reality TV shows, but
Sure.
it's a really different vibe than, Bravo or Real Housewives or like these big extravagant events that people go to. You're in your home, like it's your real like, environment that you're comfortable with, as opposed to like, these other shows that you see. So,
Right.
mhm.
Right. Okay. Now, tell me about, obviously, did you feel like at any time did it have a strain on your relationship doing that? Because it's hard to be in the public eye and trying to be doing a
Yeah,
reality TV show.
100%.
Okay.
It did
Okay.
during, it also did after. Like there was certain things that would air that like happened so long ago, and then would
Yeah.
reactivate like fights within me and my mom. But that's a given. You know what you're signing up for,
Okay.
and as
Okay.
real families, they fight, and
All the
it's
time.
just life. So.
All the time. You right about that. Talk to me. Would you ever think about doing another TV series?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely would.
Huh?
It would have to be, the right thing for me. There was a few things that I turned down that I just was like, yeah, no, I don't really want to do this. And um, I'm kind of glad for that because there was just certain parts of my life that I just didn't really feel like sharing.
Okay.
And believe it or not, like there are some shows that I won't do, but um,
Talk to me. What shows would those be?
I don't really want to say. I don't really want to offend anybody, but
I got
um,
you. Okay.
yeah. I don't really want to offend anybody because a lot of my friends are on them, but like,
Oh, okay.
there's
Okay.
some that I wouldn't do. Not because I mean, it's just not my vibe, and good for them, but they're entertaining, but I'm sure
Okay.
they probably do certain things that I would do. Like they would say the same thing to me, like I would never,
Absolutely.
do that. Like,
Mm-hmm. No,
like
yeah.
that's gross. Like you kiss your mom on the lips, like that's gross. So to each their own, but
Everybody's different. There's no question about that. It gives me a great question, which is give me a for a bucket list of shows that you would consider doing as far as, being in them.
ah, so sad. One of the shows that rest in peace, Chef Ann, but Worst Cooks of America. That's one of the shows that I really thought I was going to be on for so long, and I
Right.
have a very, very, very special place in my heart for them and Chef Ann, and I can't even talk about it because I will literally start crying. But
Mm.
yeah, I would say that one.
Okay.
I was I really thought that I would have done it by now, and I can't even talk about it. It's just so sad, but that's I don't know if it's going to continue either, and I really don't think it even should, without her. But who am I
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah.
I can't really speak for her, and I don't know what she would have wanted, but that was one of the longest shows, running shows, like of all of TV, like that and Divorce Court and certain shows. Like there are not shows that last for that many seasons, and
Right.
that is
Right.
incredible and iconic. And rest in peace to her. But she was an
Yeah.
amazing, amazing lady, and a lot of people didn't see a side of her that I saw and knew. But
Right.
um, yeah,
Okay.
and the what's that show, like American Race, where you gotta go like find something with a partner? I would do that one. I think that one would be cool.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I don't know if I would do Big Brother, but I used to want to do that show, but I just don't think I'd want to be like away from my family and like locked in a house for so long.
Yeah.
Um,
That's. Mm-mm. No, I
I
don't do
just
that.
yeah, wouldn't be my vibe. But I do like the game of Big Brother, and I think it's a cool show. And I think it's a really good platform for people that if they are trying to get in media or be on TV, that to go try for that, because well, you could win a bunch of money and you kind of get the feel of being like locked in a house and your phone taken away and like the
Absolutely.
manipulation of
Absolutely.
everybody. So
What's the last one? Give me one more, 'cause that's three.
um let's see here. Maybe The Masked Singer. That I would do
Okay.
that.
Okay. I
I,
like
I
that.
I
So
feel like
you can
I'm a
sing a
little
little bit.
famous for that though. Like I don't know if I'm famous enough for that. But maybe if I'm even there, like, well, I don't know. Like, but
I think you would be all right. I think you'll fit just fine in there. Now,
there are
now hold
some
on.
people on there that I'm like, I don't even know who this is. So like maybe I got a chance. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
yeah.
you would fit in just perfectly fine, either being one of the judges, even if you wanted to come on and be a mass singer yourself and sing a little
Yeah.
bit. I'm sure there's a tune that you like to sing.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely wouldn't mind being in like the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
Mhm.
You remember that TV series? You
Yeah.
remember that show? That's something that I would love to do. I would
Yeah.
love to do something like that because it's fun, it's exciting. You get out and you do different challenges and different things of that nature. So that's a show that I wouldn't mind doing. I'm not huge into reality shows like Love Island. Was you a big Love Island fan or did you not watch that?
I didn't really get into it until recently. Um,
Oh, okay.
Started watching it recently,
Okay.
and I mean, I do put it on. Like, I do watch it. I know a lot of people that are, on it, and I like Ariana as the host, and so when I try to just like mentally check out of society, I will throw that on.
Okay. You listen, you are well connected, Sonny. There's no question about that. You know quite a few people.
I'm
That's what's
not
up.
even though I'm not.
I'm about to say, you know them, you
I'm
know them, you
not.
know them. I'm
I'm
like,
not.
man, what's going on?
I
Where have
just
I
try,
been?
I guess. Like,
That's what's up. I feel that. What is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
mm. Really, it's kind of something that I always say. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to explain yourself.
Okay.
And, that's the step one in really everything, in sobriety and everything. And take accountability for problems and everything that's going on in your life, even if you're not the one that caused it, because it's the problem that you have to solve. And so the first thing is first is you really have to be held accountable. Like, even if your friend wrecked your car, you're the ones that handed them the keys. And
Yep.
so if the cop pulled you over, wrote you a ticket, you're the one that got in your car. And so you really have to stop yourself and ask yourself, whose fault is it really? And usually it's yours, and that's a tough pill to swallow. But
It is.
once you start doing that, you'll realize that it's a lot easier to live your life in peace, because you got no one else to blame, you know?
Right. I like that. I like that advice. That's pretty good advice. And you gave some really great answers all conversation long.
Thank you.
Um, I want to get you out of here on some rapid fire questions. Okay, so basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some things at you, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you shout it out with glee. Okay, so here we go. All right, pancakes or waffles?
Waffles,
Okay, chicken or ribs?
chicken,
Juice or soda?
juice,
Red or blue?
red.
Favorite Netflix TV show?
Oh, man, I don't remember what it is, but I guess I would say
Mm.
Wednesday. But just because I miss watching that show and like I really
You-
like
What show?
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday with Jenna Ortega
Yeah,
is
like
what you talking
there's not
about.
enough of it, but
Okay,
hoping
okay.
that back.
That's pretty cool. Favorite board game?
Oh, I would say, I mean, I'm better at checkers, but it definitely has to be chess. Definitely has to
Okay,
be chess. Like, if life is a game of chess, and once you learn how to play chess, like, you can really navigate a lot of things. So,
okay. So can you teach me how to play? Because I have no idea how to
I'm
play chess.
horrible at it, but I can tell you that you
No,
need,
what? You
I,
like playing chess and
the
you
queen,
horrible at it? What?
the queen is the most important, and that's really kind of all you need to know. Like, I'm not good at chess, but I'm not good, but learning is learning was fun.
Okay, all right. No, no,
Yeah.
normally when people say their favorite game is something that they dominate in or they very good, but you say you okay. I'm just I'm trying to put two and two together, make it 22. Sonny, I'm trying to do that. Okay, here we go. Favorite card game.
Mm, I would say goldfish.
Oh
Gold-
my lord. Oh Lord, Sonny, what in the what is going
I
on?
did poker games for so long, and I was like, I'm just so burned out on it. But honestly, everyone says blackjack. Like that's like the one, but
Okay,
I've just had so much more playing goldfish and playing Uno than I've had. And
okay,
we throw down, like we bet. Like we throw down, we put money on the table when we play, Uno and goldfish.
okay. I feel you. I
Yeah.
like that. That's pretty
Yeah.
dope. If you had a choice to bring three people with you on vacation, where would you go and who was the three people that you would bring? Now, Sonny, you could bring celebrities, friends, or family.
I would bring my mom, my husband, and my daughter,
Okay.
and I would probably go to um a really beautiful beach somewhere, like somewhere in like Greece or,
Okay.
somewhere just away from all the craziness and nonsense of the world, somewhere safe.
Absolutely. No
I want to
question.
go to Japan so bad, but my mom doesn't want to go to Japan, so like I can't say Japan for all
Right.
three, but you know.
Right. I understand that.
Mhm.
If you had a choice to listen to three artists or three songs on repeat and never get tired of listening to them, who would those three artists or three songs be?
I would say NF one is the first one, and then
Ooh, that's a good one.
the second one would be probably, it's really sad because he doesn't have enough music, but Tupac one, like I listen to Changes every single day, and
Absolutely.
RIP, but and then probably Michael Jackson, but again, like he doesn't have enough music, like, and he has a lot of music, but those are just like the ones that but also Adele, like I like Adele too.
Oh, okay. You named four heavy hitters
Yeah.
too, and I love me some NF. Definitely love me some NF. That's for
Mhm.
sure. No question about it. My success, I should say, is one of my favorite songs of
Yep.
his. No question about that.
Uh-huh.
Um, I love that.
Options. I don't know if you've heard Options, but that's a great one.
Mhm. Yep, I
Uh,
have. I have. I saw him live in concert, so yeah, I've definitely,
oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a chance to see him
Yeah.
live
Okay. You know what's up?
for sure, no doubt.
Hmm.
Last of the rapid fire questions, and that is if they came to you, Sonny, and said you can only do one of these for the rest of your career, that is, be a writer, be a media star, or try to be an entrepreneur? Which one would it be?
Oh, I'd be entrepreneur, 100%.
I love it.
Entrepreneur.
I love it. Nah, this has really been a dope conversation, Sonny, of really learning about your upbringing, your background, growing up in obviously Phoenix, Arizona, but transitioning over to the Midwest in Houston, Texas, bartending, getting some of your favorite drinks out the way of what you made, but also being on Smothered, having your life in the public limelight, but you're doing music videos, pretty much also doing other TV shows as well. You've also now boyfriend then on Smothered, now husband in Scott. So it's amazing to see your progression and your journey because it seems like you went through a hell of a lot, telling that New York story, talking about your sobriety and stuff like that, and now to where you are now. It's absolutely amazing. I'm a new fan of yours. I'm going to
Thank
continue
you.
following you and your content. And as I always do, on my Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. The last question is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, or anything at all before we conclude?
No, man, really that's it. It's just, keep going. Keep doing what you're doing, keep making those connections and just, keep going. And, when God gives you a mic, just say something to someone that, needs it and yeah, preach.
I absolutely, I absolutely appreciate that. I mean, just a mic drop by you. I absolutely
Yeah.
appreciate that, though.
God
I
only
really
puts
do.
light in front of certain people's faces, man, and if we're one of those lucky ones,
Absolutely.
we might
Like
change
I
a
said,
life.
when I come down to H Town, I definitely will see you. I appreciate everybody that came into the chat and waved and definitely tuned in to this live. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful Monday night. Enjoy the rest of your week, Sonny. You and I would definitely be in touch.
Thank you. You too. Have a good night.